So now we're going to move toward a definition of family, move closer towards understanding the family from a lot of different perspectives, a lot of different viewpoints. And we're going to talk about two different perspectives or definitions: the public family and the private family. We'll cover the public family first. The definition is one adult or two adults who are related by marriage, partnership, or shared parenthood, who are taking care of dependents and the dependents themselves. So the public family is basically asking the question, what does the family do for the society at large, for the public good? And the main thing here that we're focusing on is that they take care of dependents, people who cannot take care of themselves. The very sick, the very young, the elderly, fragile, frail folks who can't live alone, can't meet basic daily living activities. And they need help with that kind of stuff. And that's where family members come in, whether that be a sibling or a parent or a child, somebody who's helping take care of you. Because if the family didn't do that, if family members didn't do that, who would do that? What institution or group of people in our society would then take on that role of caring for the sick and the young and the elderly? So a few key terms associated with the public family, and these are largely economic terms that will then connect with this idea of the public family. First has to do with externalities, and these are, you can think of these as unintended outcomes of producing something. There's negative and positive. Negative externalities, a good example of that is pollution. In the production of various products, a byproduct is pollution. That can be water pollution, it can be air pollution, it can be soil erosion, different kinds of pollution. A more common one now is called e-waste or electronic waste, where we produce a lot of electronic gadgets, and when they wear down and break, we often dispose of them, not thinking that there are a lot of heavy metals in those gadgets that then seep into our water supply over time, because we have these huge stockpiles of electronic waste just being dumped into landfills, and we're seeing repercussions of that now. So that's a negative unintended outcome or externality of our heavy reliance on electronics. But there's also positive externalities. And here's an example of that I found in a cartoon. Here's a woman jogging, and she says, let me tell you, I bought an extended battery for my phone and I love it. I've lost 3 pounds. So the extended battery had this positive unintended outcome of her being able to walk or run further, which leads to her losing weight. It's a positive externality of the extended battery. Public goods is something that the family is focused on producing. We don't think about it that way, but from this perspective, that's what's going on. And the main good that they're producing is socialized children and other services that care for the sick and the elderly. Now, there's always going to be the free rider problem, and this is most prevalent in a socialist system or a communist system where everybody's needs are provided for, and so some people may feel like they don't need to do anything because they'll be taken care of anyway. And I think this cartoon illustrates that pretty clearly. Basically, the couple gets to enjoy the holiday decorations and lights in their neighborhood without putting up any of their own. They can just enjoy what's around them. And this is connected to externalities and public goods in the public family, because some people can benefit from families taking care of the elderly and the sick without their tax dollars paying for something like that. If we have families taking care of the young and the old and the sick, then we don't have to worry about our tax dollars going towards that, and we can that's a service provided for us by somebody else. Now, what does this have to do with the public family? Well, I've hinted at this all along here, and the public family is primarily engaged in producing a public good with positive externalities. The family, you have let's say a young couple, they have a child. They obviously love this child very much. They want to do what they can to help raise this child, to help them be a, respectable, honest, loyal, hardworking person, because these are the values that they instill in them, that they have themselves. And then society benefits from that. Society benefits from this person that's not going to be not going to be a criminal. They're not going to get in trouble. They're going to obey the law. They're going to work. They're going to do what we expect, a good worker and citizen to do. And so that's the positive externality of the public good, of socializing well-behaved children who will then go out into the world and be productive members of society. So that's what this has to do with the public family. They're producing a good that society needs, that the public and the common good needs. Now the other view is the private family, and this is the view that more of us are familiar with. It's a lengthy definition, so let's kind of break it down. Two or more individuals, always two or more, not just one person, and they maintain an intimate relationship. That is, it's a couple in a romantic relationship. It's a parent and a child in a parent-child relationship, and that can be they can even be a parent and then an older child. That can be an intimate relationship that they expect will last indefinitely. It's going to last until maybe one of them dies or one of them grows old enough to move out and reach adulthood. And they live in the same household. That's also key. They live in the same household under the same roof. They pool their incomes, if it happens to be two or more adults, and they share household labor tasks. So this is the private family, and it is a lengthy definition, but maybe two pictures will help you out here. The top one is focusing on kind of household labor, and we've got what looks like a simple two-parent, two-child home, and they're in the kitchen, they're doing chores, they're helping out, they're all in there, sharing the household labor. And then the bottom picture we have, they look like they're probably watching a movie or a TV show or something, and this is what we think of like intimate family life. You share something, you get together, you hang out, you laugh, you have good times and bad. This is all the stuff that many of us think about in terms of what the private family is like for us. And there's two key terms associated with the private family. First is a created kinship. And I put a picture of a sports team because when you talk to people who played a team sport, they often talk about how their teammates are like family members to them. They spend a lot of time together, they often travel together, they room together, they have lockers next to each other, they shower with one another. They know each other very intimately, and they talk about one another as a kind of family, as a family unit. I hear athletes talk about athletes on team sports talk about their teammates as family members, like they're like my brother or my sister. You can also think of a cohabiting couple that's not married. That's a created kinship. I mean, all marriages in essence are created kinship because it's not by blood. You can think of some people who are really close friends think of themselves as family, as kin. So different ways that you can think about that. And the other one is assigned kinship, and here we're thinking about blood-related people. You can't choose your parents, you can't choose your siblings, but you can choose who you marry and who your friends are. So that's assigned versus created. Now I want to make sure that you understand the difference between these two views or definitions of the family. Are we defining different types of families? You may be wondering that. That's not what we're doing. It's not different types of families. We are using two different views of one family, the family, as an institution. That's how I want you to try to think about and understand this. So here's a diagram that might also help. There's the family, which can come in different types. It can come in different sizes, different forms. You could have a nuclear family with two parents and two kids, or you can have an extended family under one roof where you've got multi-generations, you've got aunts and uncles and cousins all living in the same roof. It doesn't matter. That's all encompassed in the family. And then we can have a public view of that family, and we can have a private view of that family. The public perspective or view is going to say, well, what does this family unit do for the greater good, for the whole society? The private view is going to say, well, what does it provide for the people in the family, and what meanings do these people get out of and attach to their family experiences. So to sum up, how can we use each definition or view? Public definition: what does the family do for the public good? What kinds of services or goods, so to speak, the goods being a person, hopefully it's a well-socialized person. That's what we're focused on. What are the externalities? What are the positive and negative externalities of this? What are its functions? What does it do? Well, clearly it's a socializing function. It instills the values and beliefs of the parents to the children that they then take into society. And how does it relate to other institutions? So if you think back to the sociological rainbow in the previous presentation, there's other institutions like the economy and politics and culture and the media and workplace and gender and race and these sorts of things. And we can ask, how do those things affect society, or affect the family, and vice versa? How does the family then affect these other institutions? And then the private definition. Now we're getting into what does the family mean to and provide for individuals, the individuals in that family. And so we talk about things like love, intimacy, sharing, things like this. So make sure that you understand that these are two different perspectives or definitions of a family that can help us look at them in different ways. And so as we move forward, we will use these. We'll come back to these and look at these in different ways throughout the semester.